The NFL season rolls along as we are now into week 6 of action, and there's plenty of exciting games to talk about. Hey everyone, Rob Wong, joined alongside by Postmedia NFL columnist John Kryk for another NFL breakdown. And John, let's get right into it. Marquee matchup of week 6, the Buffalo Bills heading to Kansas City as a 2.5-point road favorite for a 4:25 kickoff on Sunday. This, of course, the first time these two teams have met since their wild divisional round playoff game last year. Who do you got this time around?
I'm going to take Buffalo. I mean, let's take a look at Buffalo's 4-1 record. That one loss at Miami when they outgained the Dolphins like 2.5 to 1 for yards. I mean, they played that game both teams exact same way 10 times. Buffalo's going to win it. That's the asterisk on Buffalo's loss. Now look at Kansas City. They're 4-1. And they could very easily be 2-3. They were very fortunate to beat the Chargers, and as we've talked about, in that the Chargers in the second half early in the second half, I thought had the game under control. They lost 2 offensive linemen, couldn't protect Justin Herbert anymore, and all of a sudden the Chiefs' pass rush was crazy, messing up everything. And then the Chiefs pulled it out. Then you look at just this past Monday night. When they trailed by whatever it was 10 points at halftime and won by 1 point only because the Raiders missed a 2-point conversion at the end. So they could very easily be 2-3. So I look at, who's likely to win this. Buffalo is as hot as any team as you're ever going to see in mid-October. Offensively, defensively, you just playing the odds, I think you take the Bills.
All right, over in the NFC, it's a divisional matchup between the Cowboys and Eagles from Philly. The Birds, 6-point home favorites. Is Dallas rookie QB Cooper Rush going to have a rough go in this one, John?
It might be the first time that we actually see him look not so much human, because he hasn't been superhuman by any means. He's just done enough in these games, relying the Dallas offense mostly on its defense to get that ball back in good field position by turnover, even scoring defensively. That's unlikely to happen in this game against the undefeated Eagles. If people are looking at Cooper Rush as the Cinderella, midnight's coming.
Speaking of Cinderella, the New York Giants, John, 4-1 to begin the season. Pretty outrageous. The Ravens will visit the Giants this weekend. Baltimore coming in as 5.5-point road favorites. Is the Cinderella run going to continue for the G-men?
I don't think so this week. Let's put it this way. Against the Packers, that was the first time since at some point last season, Daniel Jones has thrown for 200-plus yards. And it wasn't going very well for them early on. So the Giants, for whatever reason, had a really sound, solid second half on both sides of the ball, and the Packers did not. Maybe it was a travel issue, an endurance issue, I don't know. But I tend to look at that as a bit of an anomaly. But now they're going against a Baltimore team that defensively has finally figured out how to stop Cincinnati's Joe Burrow. We talked last week about how he'd thrown for 900-plus yards last year in 2 games against the Ravens and couldn't do a whole lot because of that Ravens pass rush. I just look at the way they match up on both sides of the ball, the strengths of the Giants, the strengths of the Ravens, and the weaknesses. And it looks to me like Baltimore is a legit favorite in this game, and I expect them to cover.
Well, it should be a great week 6 in the NFL. For all of John's picks, head over to his Kryk Slants newsletter. Follow him on Twitter at John Kryk and get all his great work over at Postmedia.